All right, Kenman here, and the word for today is predictability. If you were to guess one guess on the brand of today's knife in this bag, what would you choose? Geez, does this guy want all the Kizers? Yes. Yes, I do. Before we start, I'm not sponsored by anyone. I purchase everything at retail price, and I do these videos because I love discussing knives and sharing info and ideas with others. Bag on the floor. If you have any questions or thoughts, please feel free to comment below. We have another Kizer in the house. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, I'm not sponsored, but as of very recent, I have picked up some affiliate links. One of them is with Kizer, so I am now officially affiliated with Kizer. And what that means is I've got a link down in the description. If you go to that link and you make a purchase, that will help me out. I'll get a little kickback from that. And I will use all of that money to buy more knives for the channel. So it's a win-win. I'll keep you all updated on different sales that come up, things like that, and how it goes. If I end up getting a discount code or anything like that, I will pass it on to you. But I have now 20 Kizers in my possession and about to have a couple of more because I did place a few more orders. They've been having some great sales lately. But yeah, I'll keep you updated on those, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So if you are looking for a Kizer, you can use that link. And like I said, help me out a little bit at the channel. They always give this nice little cool imagery card with your thank you for choosing Kizer, or usage of care warranty. Get your nice little cloth. And we have the knife. Every knife always comes with some screws. Got a bunch of these little bags of screws. I label them so I know which knife they go with. But that's nice that if you ever have some problems or anything with one of the screws, you've got a replacement. It's cool that Kizer does that. This is a little bit smaller than I thought it was going to be. Mini bag on the floor, which is fine. A lot of the Kizers I've gotten lately are a little bit larger, and this one is closer to the smaller size. Like I said, if you actually haven't seen it, you can go right there and check out my review of all the Kizers that I currently had, which was 19, which is now 20, soon to be 21, 22, 23. I like Kizer. They're not sending me anything for free. I'm buying them all on my own, and yeah, I dig it. This is thin. I'm going to just go straight to it. I grabbed my Kubi Elang because I thought they were going to be very similar, which, if you take a look, they are. We're not even at the comparison section yet, but see how they are. They got that similarity to them. But I thought it was going to be like this size, and it is not. It is definitely smaller, which is fine. That is cool. So let's zoom back out here. This is the Kizer Genie. It's got a nice front flipper on there that seems to work really good. Access for the hole, flicking out really nice there with the Spidey flick. Get in there with the thumb. Oh, okay. Kizer action. It drops shut. Oh, this thing is great. Kizer. Another one. Oh, okay. So again, I'm expecting it to be larger. So now this is totally ticking a different box for me. This has more. I have different knives that I'm going to grab and do some comparisons with than I imagine because of the thinness of this knife. But I like it. Front flipper is easy. It seems to work really well. And getting in there, that finger access. Happy days. What are we looking at here? We have 154 cm blade. Nice little thin, like slicey looking blade. But 154 cm is great. I like it. That classic micarta from Kizer that feels really good. This one's a little bit dirtier brown than a lot of them that I've gotten. Yeah, pretty similar, but it does have a little bit darker kind of these black kind of lines in there. Just darkens it a little bit right off the bat, which is fine. It's cool. Ooh. So it is the liner lock. they have it cut out a little bit more on this side with some kind of jimps on there for easy access to that lock, which is cool. The micarta for the die project. Bing, right there. What color would we do? What do you think? Or do we just leave it as is? So you cannot swap the clip to the other side. So no love on that for the lefties, which is fine. It doesn't always mean you need it that way. I got a lot of knives in my collection, and some of them you can't swap, and that's cool. Got a captive pivot on there, which is great. Centering. That blade is centered real nice. A little tough to get your thumb in there, but it does work. You can still flick it out pretty easy. Lockup. Solid. Yeah, it's nice and solid all the way around. Really cool. This is a cool, interesting. There's this little cutaway. Let's do some close-ups. 2 cutaways kind of on the side there. Kind of give it a little contouring towards the back. Another one right here. Just a slight contour from that cut. Simple little Kizer logo on the blade. I don't really see any other writing. Oh, there's a little logo on there. Maybe it says 154 CM right in there. Nice and clean. You enjoy these unboxings? Hit that like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Helps me out. I super appreciate it. So, there are some jimps. It's a tiny little rack of them in there. Just a cute little rack. Those are basically the jimps for the front flipper. If you look at the front flipper there, it's nice and high, which makes it easy to do. But those are mostly just designed for that front flipper. You can't really feel them too much right there. You can feel them, but they don't really stick out. And if they had some out in here, you know, I like me a jimp. Put some jimps out where my thumb is. I would appreciate that. But it's not necessary. It feels good in the hand. It's not bad. What's the detent like here? Ooh, solid. Pulls it in, pow, right? Get your finger in there, see if I can fail a flick out. Yeah, you know, with the tight kind of getting in there, it's pretty much going to flick out every time. That front flipper. I was trying to hold it really delicately and flip the whole thing out of my hand. You saw it here. Yeah, that front flipper. If you want a front flipper that's easy, wow, this one's great. I wonder if I can. I can never really do that very well with my super flipping. Yeah, it's kind of a weird angle for that index finger flip. I don't really do that too much. I like this knife. Kizer continues. I'm glad that they're one of the ones that wanted to work with me, set up my affiliate link, because it's easy to talk about. When I get them, I will be straightforward with how I feel about things. And I get another Kizer, and I'm generally super happy with them. They're all pretty great. 7 5/8, I guess, from tip to tip. The blade, depending on where you go on where that handle sticks up, right on that shortest spot, it's almost 3.5, a little more than 3.5 down there. Cutting surface, 3 1/4, with just a little bit of a belly curve to it. And that handle, if you go the longest, it's a little more than 4 1/4. Nice little size. Like I said, it's smaller than I thought it was. Got some blade thickness here, 12 hundredths of an inch. And then the widest part of the handle is right at that 1/2 inch mark. That is cool. This is a good size knife. So let's see what it has. There's not a whole lot. If I keep my thumb up high, that can be safe. So if it flies down, it's going to catch you there. But if I've got my thumb up like this, got a little bit more chance of getting tagged versus with your right. It should be good. But it doesn't seem to have a super drop shut. Like I have some Kizers where I get here and it's just like wham. it just wants to fly shut. It wants to catch you. This one seems to sit fairly still, but you give it a little shake and it goes. Oh, that front flipper, though, is satisfying. Let's get out the weights quick here. In 2.31. This thing is light. The pyrite that I do everything compared with, 3.67. So 2.3. It's light, it's smaller, it's thin. This is actually kind of ticks a different box profile, the size that it is. But like I said, not in a bad way. So here is the CJRB pyrite. If you don't know anything about the pyrite, there are many different versions of it available. It's a really cool, great button lock, consistent daily use knife that is pretty common. So I use that as my main comparison knife. But the handle is almost exactly the same, and the pyrite blade is just a little bit shorter, but a little wider this way than the Genie. So that Genie is kind of pretty much close to a full-size knife, but pretty similar to the pyrite. I was going to compare it to a couple of other things, but doesn't seem to make as much sense now. Another front flipper would be the Kizer Cobalt, which I thought it was going to be longer than the Cobalt, and you can see the Cobalt has it beat. But very similar kind of style, the way the hole is, the tip on the blade, the curve on the belly. Kind of like a big brother, big sister type of a scenario, right? They're really similar. Cobalt is great. It's got that front flipper action too that just works really good pretty much every time. But this has got one, and I'll kind of zoom out, where it's got more of that. See that it just drops shut? You get it going, and it just swings around super easy. Fun. Another Towser K, another Kizer that I'm pretty happy with. Blade's almost the same length, but obviously the Towser is much wider and larger knife. Yeah, this kind of actually reminds me, I've got one on loan from the Mr. Eddie collection. Actually, I have a bunch. But this kind of is more in the Tactile Knife Co. Rockwall kind of zone. This is, yeah, listen to that sound. It's just got a nice crisp. This has got a nice frag, titanium, magna cut. This is a super high-end, high-quality knife. But see, it's kind of more comparative in a way to this because it's got that thin, kind of gentlemanly, low-profile, slim. I wouldn't say more petite, but just slim, I guess, would be the word. So, the Genie. This thing is pretty cool. It's got a great little front flip action and flick out action. It's kind of a little smaller on the hand, so it feels a little bit more delicate. I can dig it though. I like it. What does everyone think about this one? Should we do a dye project with it? Should I dye that like a dark color or a light color, or should I do something like this? Yeah, maybe I could do it like this Kizer LP, where I did the weathered kind of dye, kind of make it look aged and kind of beat and worn down. If you haven't seen that one, check it out right there. Boom. Use one of those links if you're interested in buying a Kizer. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.